Welcome to Apex Racing TV, welcome to the IMSA Sportscar Series, and welcome to the most demanding track in Australia, the Mount Panorama Bathurst circuit. We're getting set for another round of the IMSA Sportscar Series, 45-minute race here coming up, and I'm Adam Bath, and alongside me is iRacing World Championship driver Alex Simpson. Alex, Daytona Prototypes, German GT3s and Roughs all taking part here at the Mount Panorama Bathurst circuit. We saw brilliant racing here the other day in the Kias, but completely different racing we're going to see here in these sports cars coming up.
Yeah, absolutely. I think this is going to be chalk and cheese. Once the field starts to break up and we've got lapped cars going on there, going to have to be a lot of patience shown from all the drivers, I think, just coming down the mountain, going up the mountain, single file through there. And some of the obviously the faster cars out there will be they'll be wanting to get through as quick as possible, because they could lose sort of 2 seconds a lap if they get caught at the top of there. So timing the traffic well is going to be key, I think, to having a strong result. And of course, if you're in a slower car, you obviously need to try to minimize the time you lose with letting traffic go as well. So going to be a very, very interesting race, and like nothing that we've seen in recent weeks of Bathurst coverage that we've done.
Of course, we could see some new names at the top due to the fact that we've got, of course, the Neo Endurance Championship heading into their first race meeting of the season at Sebring, and we've got that Formula E competition going for a spot for a trip to Vegas and a chance to win a share of $1 million. So we're running through the starting grid then. Will be a rolling start. Dirk Reinhardt's on the pole position. Familiar face there. Marco Arcidiacono in second. Third, Jake Robson. Fourth, Stephen Schultz. Pedro Van Balen in fifth. Anthony Grant in sixth. Fran Costello in seventh. And Alan Sabag in eighth. Moving into the German GT3s. Giannis Shordakis is on pole position there. Marcin Skiropacic in second. Marco Abati in third. Florian Groman in fourth. Gerald Chevalier in fifth. Sixth, Mika Lerke. Seventh, Harold Stadler. Eighth is Ivan Sol. Ninth, Sean Macbeth. And 10th is Vladimir Ozerny. 11th is Jose Garcia Vega. 12th, JP Samori. And then 13th in that class is FM Rivera. Then into the roughs, quite a few this week. Got Kevin Zitter on the pole position. Cohen Klopman second. Patrick Gallas in third. Timo Escola in fourth. Fifth, Fabian Jungbluff with Krista de Ridder in sixth. Nikolai Karotin in seventh. Johannes Vahala in eighth. Mika Shui in ninth. And running up the top 10 in that category, it is Daniel Manzano.
A good field again. We managed to get 2 splits. We were a little concerned that we might not today with everything that was going on. But yeah, we did. So it's nice. Good to see there's a bit of a following already for the broadcast. And yeah, thank you for with everything that's going on as well. Thank you for the people that are watching us as well. Not many, but yeah, thumbs up to you guys.
True die-hard IMSA fans as the safety car pulls away. We're just heading through the chase now, so don't worry, we won't be having a full formation lap here at Bathurst. That would take some time. The Daytona Prototypes are at the front of the field, of course, new to this series. Then welcome. 45-minute race, mandatory pit stop during the race. You can do it at any time, and as we've seen the last few weeks, strategy does vary in this series. And once the pit stops begin, there is always plenty of action, because all 3 classes usually seem to have different pit stop windows. Safety car about to pull into the pits then, and Dirk Reinhardt is going to be leading them through.
Yeah, and just small gaps between the classes this time as well, just because of the short run. Starting off on the Conrod Straight.
Green, green, green.
Don't want to upset Kip again, do we, Adam, this week?
No, we don't, yeah. Learn our pronunciations. We're underway then. Dirk Reinhardt leads the Daytona Prototypes into the first corner, 2x2 in some situations there. Jake Robson was trying to get past Arcidiacono. Away we go in the German GT3s. Shordakis in the Audi leads them through the first corner there. It's Audi's 1-2, I think. Apache in the Mercedes in second place has overtaken Abati, and the Roughs are now just going through the first corner, Hell corner as well, with Kevin Zitter, the leader there.
Good clean start from everybody so far.
Brilliant job, yeah. And now we're heading down the mountain straight for the first time, whilst the Daytona prototypes are already beginning their climb up the mountain. Close battles anywhere on the track already, Alex?
Well, just about everywhere, really.
Yeah,
I mean, this is not. I wouldn't have thought this is the exactly the most fun track to drive in these prototypes. They are extremely fast, and we've already got somebody into the wall. I think that was Pedro. Pedro Van Berlin there. So big smash, huge damage, and that's going to be one short race. And we're still on qualifying time here for some strange reason.
Could be it. Most certainly a trip to the pits there. That car, I wouldn't be surprised if it's got some steering damage there, and yeah, not what Pedro wanted. Started 5th on the grid, nearly hitting the wall again there through
understeering big time for him as well. Yeah. See how the GTs are doing. They're all coming down. Forest elbow.
Yeah, Shordakis might be under pressure. We'll see what we'll start to see what the slipstreams are like in these GT3 cars. Of course, we saw plenty of it in the BSRTC on Thursday night. Skier Patrick in the Mercedes, closing up to the back of that Audi down the Conrod straight through the chase, using a bit of the curb there. Don't want to settle the car too much in the fastest part of the circuit, and he's definitely got the Audi of Giannis right where he needs to be towards the final corner as they're trying to get past that Daytona prototype. Be careful, guys, as Van Balen gets into the pits. Up the inside goes the Mercedes. Audi has to go around the outside of the corner. Will the Mercedes of Marcin get it up the inside into the first corner? He's going for it. Oh, so close to contact there. Good racing between the two, and the car's squirreling out there, out of the first corner, down the mountain straight.
Not sure what's gone on in the rough class as well, but there is a massive gap to Kevin already, and a fairly sizable gap warming up for second place as well. Patrick sat there in P2, and Mika behind him. So yeah, these guys must have had some little issues over the top of the mountain.
These German GT3s are just battling so hard that they're backing themselves into the rest of the field. Running through the running order in the Daytona prototypes at the end of the first lap. Dirk Reinhardt then has a 1 second advantage over Marco Arcidiacono. Then Jake Robson and Stephen Schultz having a great battle over 3rd and 4th. They're pretty close there. Anthony Grant's just a bit behind them, and then it's Frank Castillo and Alan Sabag. Still no way through though for Marcin and Marco Abati in that German GT3 class. It's very close there. They're going into Forest Elbow now. And now we're going to go onto the Conrod straight. The Mercedes Marcin gets a good run and is closer than he was on the opening lap of the race. We'll see if he can still use the slipstream to his advantage. Of course, pretty long laps here at Bathurst. The Daytona prototypes were doing qualifying times of 1:57s. Great battle here. So close in the chase. I thought the Mercedes was going to run to the back of him, and he's going to go around the outside. Marcin, Patrick, and he might have the position here, but we've seen so far that it's very hard to get him moved on around the outside, and it looks like that Giannis might have got out of it, but he's back up the inside as a result of Marcin overshooting his braking point there. And overall, that Marco Abati in that Audi of fancying himself getting second place in this German GT3 category. So close here. We've got Audi, Mercedes, Audi, then a Mercedes, and then a BMW in there for good measure. A track that really suits the BMW in some parts and really doesn't in others.
Yeah, definitely the closest battle on the moment. Right now, the lead for the GT3s will stick with this. If anything changes a bit further up front, we will of course switch up to that straight away. But Barty in his Vortex Audi just dropped back a little bit. He's Martin there just to have a good old run over the top of the mountain. Oh, such a great shot when you see him just look like they're going to hit that wall and then just about avoid it right at the last second.
Giannis was very close there on lap 3 of the race. Of course, they practiced this circuit so many times. They'll have been racing in other sessions during the week, of course, but this is the strength of field race that we broadcast here on Apex Racing TV through the S's and the Dipper and on the way to Forest Elbow. Very hard to get it right. In fact, falling away from you there. I believe we're only on lap 3 of the race, but this is where the action is. Battle for third is going on. Stephen Schultz versus Jake Robson in the Daytona prototypes. They're going at it through the chicane at the end of the chase and into the final corner. Up the inside goes Robson. He wants that third place back, but Schultz is going to go around the outside as we come across the line to start lap 4 of the race towards Hell Corner, turn 1 on this Mount Panorama Bathurst circuit. Round the outside goes Schultz, and I think he might be clear of Jake Robson. He is, but of course Robson will pick up the slipstream now down the mountain straight and will be eager to take that third place back. Good move around the outside, Alex.
Yeah, great move, and got a little bit of damage, but he's able to get back up on alongside as Robson. We've seen this, you need to be tucked in tight, and he has done that. It's not easy to pull that move off around the outside. The camber that's on the inside really leans the person on the inside, but Robson back up to third place. These guys are having a great little battle, but it's letting the leaders get away right now as Reinhardt and Marco there just Marco into the wall pretty heavily. You can see the damage on the front right. It looked more like he caught it on the rear, but well, iRacing's damage model off, I think.
And Marco was on the pace. He was half a second quicker than Dirk Reinhardt last time around. If that damage has affected him at all.
Yeah, it looks okay. Goes for the wide line through the forest elbow. I swear one day I'm going to call that the people's elbow. I don't know why, it's always in my head. So I'm not
can't
even
be as bad as the
a wrestling fan.
Can't be as bad as the Conrad straight, dear me. Calling that for 2 hours of a broadcast the other night. Double check, let's check back in on this battle then that continues in the German GT3 field. And I think it's probably going to be a battle that's going to go on for most of this race. We're already nearly 10 minutes into the race, 37 minutes left on the clock. About 18 laps of racing for the Daytona prototypes. Just looking at the lap times, Marco was still quicker than Dirk Reinhardt on that last lap, but only by a tenth of a second. Both of them turning nearly there for Dirk Reinhardt anyways, fastest lap of the race. Up the inside goes Marcin in the GT3s. Trying everything he can to get past the Audis. This seems to be the part of the circuit where he gets the moves done. Both these Audis, both the Audi and the Mercedes, especially quick. Probably the quickest of the GT3 cars. Trying to get a switch back there is Marcin, and he might have the chance as we come across the line. Start lap 5. Just needs to have a lunge in there, and he's going for it. Is he going to make the corner?
Does it perfectly. The only trouble is he's got the Audi tucked up right behind him. The Audi slightly quicker in a straight line, and with the slipstream, he's going to be able to get this at least back alongside.
Over the top of the hill then.
I think he's going to be clear before they even get into the turn, and he is. So, and they squeeze into turn 2 there, but somehow Marcin manages to hold on to that one there. I really didn't think he was going to.
Good move there, and yeah, we haven't seen too many cars get it done around the outside. You really got to be precise about the way you get it done, and that is a change for the lead in the German GT3s. Giannis in the Audi moving down now into second place. We'll now see what he's all about, trying to get that lead back, with Marco Abati now having to fend off another Audi and Florian Grohmann in fourth in the German GT3 category. Through the S's they go, and a bit of a gap back to Mika Lurky, who I think was having a battle a little bit earlier on with the car of Gerald Chevalier.
Yeah, Gerald still there. He's got some damage on that bonnet. You can see it quite heavily. Just popped up there, so he's obviously clobbered the wall at some point. It's going to slow him down a little bit, and actually quite a lot of Mercedes all got very similar damage. And we do have Sean out there in his BMW. Will be very good at the top of the mountain, but right through this section he's going to really struggle. Where and what am I looking for?
Yeah, the battle for second place in the rough category, which nearly ended disastrously between Patrick Gallas and Mika Eshui. Basically, Mika went off at McPhillamy Park and nearly hit the wall at Skyline, but Yeah, that was about to turn into a battle as Patrick Gallas hits the wall on the exit, and I think he might have sustained a bit of damage.
Yeah, it looks like it. He just had a little twitch there, didn't he? And you can just see it's just popped the right rear it's the rear wing, isn't it? Effectively, not the spoiler, but the actual rear wing of his car, and it has slowed him down. Look, considerably. So just goes to show one little mistake, and you can be done. Mika just moves himself up and into second place. Will he have anything for Kevin Zeiter ahead of him? I mean, last lap gone. Although he's 5.4 seconds back now, he was actually nearly a second a lap faster than him. So maybe might have that bit of confidence to push and close up on the leader.
Patrick seems to be change the lead. Dirk Reinhardt's out. Well, he's off. I don't know if he's out of the race. He might have got going again. I'm trying to get to Dirk Reinhardt here.
Doing a little look at it on replay, see exactly what's gone on right now. Where did he lose it? I think he lost it coming onto out of Forest Elbow. Yeah, to Conrad Straight. Just a little
loses
bit.
The car,
He just loses the car going through. Unfortunately, Marco's able to check up. Okay, gets the car spun round as Dirk and carries on. But yeah, unfortunately down to 4th place. So 4th place and cooked tyres as well. So he's got a job on his hand right now.
Well, he's looking in front of him right now. The battle for now, 2nd place between Jake Robson and Stephen Schultz. And Stephen's got a good run, I think, through Hell Corner. Jake Robson trying to disturb the slipstream as much as he can. Damage on that Daytona prototype of Robson, still looking ever dominant. Over the top of the hill we go, and we're just about to approach some of the beginning of the roughs. We've got Johannes Verhaala coming up for these guys. Marco has a 5-second lead over this battle, and Stephen Schultz, I think, has been at the wall again, Alex, and he's sustained a ton of damage on the exit of turn 2.
Yeah, that does not look good, does it? Car looks like it's snaking all over the place at the moment, so an early pit stop I think is going to be needed for him, see if he can get some of that repaired, but car's cramping a bit. I would say that's probably going to be his race over and done with. And it's worth pointing out actually that some people on the chat have said that there's a few people that have missed it, this meeting today, just because it is Bathurst as well. And just to answer the question as well, there is a 2nd split as well today, so yeah, 2 splits, which is awesome stuff again.
Still people turning out despite the big draw of the Neo Endurance Series. Dirk Reinhardt could be about to get Jake Robson here. Robson, who's currently being shown in 2nd place, for the leader of the last few laps before making that small mistake in the Forest Elbow a lap ago. Dirk Reinhardt, this could be easy pickings for him in the Daytona prototype, down the Conrad Straight into the chase, and that is 2nd place. So he's only 1 position off where he was. However, now he's got to knuckle down and close in those 6 seconds, which should take some doing. But interesting to see if he can use the pit stops to his advantage and try and close in that gap that formed as a result of that mistake down at Forest Elbow.
Yeah, I mean, he was fortunate not to completely write off his car there. There is a lot of damage out there right now. Who have we got? We've only got 3 retirements right now, though, so 1 from each class. So that's nice and efficient. That's what I like.
Stephen Schultz into the pit lane, so that damage that he sustained on the exit of turn 2, forcing him to make an early pit stop.
Yeah, this might well be 2. Let's see if he'll get it back out. I think he's going to have to sit tight, get some of these repairs done. I'm not sure how long they are. The engineers get to work. We won't sit and watch this the whole way through, though. We'll just see if he does come back out. But we will just jump on board with Jake Robson, who is close behind, obviously, Reinhardt after Reinhardt's mistake. Both cars got a bit of damage out there. And I have to say, it depends on what happens here. I think still anyone in any class could win this race. So.
Schultz is back on his way, 24 seconds.
Yeah, not too bad.
So just a bit of damage that he had to stop and wait for. Gets on his way in 12th place overall, and of course 7th place in class.
Just a Ritter at the moment, closing in on Timo ahead of him. So 0.4 of a second between them. Yeah, Timo hasn't got any problems that I know of, but they're not actually closing in on Patrick, who obviously had that damage as well. So Patrick maintained out there, and even though he clobbered the wall and it's dropped him back to third, he's still able to continue. And Stephen Schultz looks like he's out of this race.
Wonder what happened to Schultz there. Might have been another bit of misfortune for him, because he had got on his way after making that pit stop. Oh, he did it. It's happened again, Alex. Well, what happened? He was going over the mountain section, loses control of the car. One of the fastest parts of the circuit. Fortunately, is out of the race. Probably hits the incident limit before anyone collides with him. And yeah, that car is a write-off in the pit.
Well, that's unfortunate to say the least. The gaps at the front of the GT field starting to open out. Really, it's all about second place now. Martin definitely got the pace put away, but staying with this C-Spec battle right now for fourth place. Timo under a little bit of pressure. Definitely just a bit slower at the moment.
Looking at the lap times between these two, last time around, Timo Escola did a 2:11.2, and so did Krista de Ridder. However, de Ridder's definitely looking menacing in that red Rossi spec as we start our climb up the mountain just out of the cutting, and now heading through the narrow walls of the Mount Panorama Bathurst circuit up to McPhillamy Park and skyline the summit of the mountain here. Of course, oh, so close there, and oh, de Ridder's nearly lost control of the car there. He lost the front for sure and had to rescue it back, but just lost a few tenths there now as Timo Escola, and he's now got the race leader overall, the Daytona prototype of Marco Archidiacono, now bearing down on him through the S's.
Yeah, let's just quickly switch back to the GT3s as well as third place Marco closing in any minute now. I think he's going to try and line up some sort of move, gets a good exit through through the mountain this time, might do it. Although I have to say, Marco doesn't look as strong over the top of the mountain right now and loses time through there. So strong everywhere else, but just not there.
Early pit stop for Anthony Grant in the Daytona prototype. He's just been into the pits, 9.1 seconds stationary for him, and he's back on his way, 6th in class. I think that should be an early stop. I don't know if he's trying to roll the dice there, but early pit stop in the Daytona prototypes. Marco Abbasi, yeah, trying to close in on Shodakis in front of him. And Florian Groman has lost a bit of time to him as well. John Macbeth doing a good job in this BMW. It might not be the fastest car in a straight line, but he's closing in on Gerald Chevalier going through the chase. I think, Alex, if a BMW hasn't got a bit of slipstream, then it's really going to suffer on these long straights.
Massively, really. I think he's actually being held up, if anything, now. Because he's looking one way or the other, but it just can't get enough drive off the corner to get alongside the Mercedes. Well, not the fastest car of the GT field. It still does have enough straight line speed to hold on. Makes a little mistake there, runs a little bit wide, but Seth sees that. Sean sees that, and of course gets on the loud pedal far too quickly. Thought that was his opportunity to get it done, and well, race over. That's twice in 2 broadcasts today that we've seen a driver see an opportunity in front of him and then just let it all slip away. Just the same thing in the Grand Prix series on the final corner, and yeah, well, there you go. That's what can happen.
BMW is a relatively easy car to drive, but it can bite you, like it did there for Sean Macbeth. And yeah, he is in the pits. Also in the pits is Efren Rivera. Let's see if that was a problem for him or whether it's just a trip to the pits for a stop. It looks like the Mercedes has come in. Might be a result of damage. There's a lot of damage on that Mercedes, but yeah, he's on his way.
Can't quite tell from here. The DP field is just completely spread apart now. So Marco 6.4 seconds ahead of Dirk. Then you've got Jake another 6.5 seconds. Well, 5.9 seconds back. Sorry. Alan in 4th place, 14 seconds back. So huge separation now. I think if we see any changes in position for that class, it's going to be about drivers making mistakes more than anything else.
Some close battles in the rough class, just trying to find the German GT3s to see if the battles are continuing in their class. Marcin is in, so that is the leader of the GT3s in. So let's see what happens here. First of the GT3 cars in to make a scheduled stop, we think, and
yes.
We'll see the pit stop time.
Keep an eye on the clock counter as well, see what he gets, just so we get a rough idea when the others come in as well. Good stop, hits his marks, pretty decent. No issues there.
Clock ticking.
Yeah, what were we, about 20 odd seconds, aren't we looking at? Something like 19, didn't we get from previous races? Yeah, 16.1. Yeah, pretty good. So let's keep an eye on that, see how he does. But yeah, first of the drivers to blink, and he's in and away.
An update for you that it's been a good lap so far for Dirk Reinhardt. The gap's got down to about 5 seconds. It wasn't a good lap time last time around for him. He was a good 2 seconds slower than Marco Archidiacono, but he's making up that time this time around. So don't rule out possibly a battle in the late stages in that Daytona prototype category. Janis Shordakis now leads the German GT3s as a result of the pit stop for Marcin. Marco Barsi second, Florian Grohmann is in third, Mika Lurky in fourth, and then Gerald Chevalier in fifth, Harold Stadler in sixth, 7-5 and Sol, Jose Garcia Vega eighth, and then Vladimir Orziani. And then of course Marcin on his way from that pit stop. JP Samori though is trundling round Alex with a very severely damaged rear end of his Audi, but yeah, it looks like he's at the back of this German GT3 category with the leader coming up to lap him.
Yeah, he's 8 laps down, so he's just trying to finish right now, and let's just hope. This is what I was on about earlier on. You know, it's just so tricky at the top of that hill, and these cars are belting through here as well. I mean, GT3 is about the quickest we see at Bathurst. I'm not sure if they are. Yeah, we've got a P3 into the pits. I'm not sure if they're actually quicker than the V8 supercars or not. Actually, I don't know enough. So, yep. Apologies. Maybe someone in the chat can tell me GT3 quicker, or is the V8 supercar quicker around here on lap time?
Well, pole position for the 2016 Bathurst 1000 was a 2-minute 5.4, so we are quicker than the V8 supercars by just about 10 seconds. As the GT3 leader of Janis Shordakis takes a trip to the pits, Mika Lurky was also in. The pit stop times 15.2, so a second quicker than Marcin for Giannis, and he's right on the back of the Mercedes, who's just gone through. Mika Lurky's time was a 15.1 as well, so battle resumes in the German GT3 battle.
Yeah, Ivan Sol as well, tucked up behind Harold in fourth at the moment, so those guys are having a good little battle.
Dirk Reinhardt in the Daytona prototypes, so he's the first to come in, probably as a result of him overcooking the tyres just a little bit in that error in the Forest Elbow section of the circuit. He's now coming down the pit lane. 9.1 was the time by Anthony Grant. That's what we've got to base it off so far. Here comes second place man into the pits, hits his marks, and should have less fuel to put in than Anthony Grant, so he could be away in a quicker time. Revving the engine.
Taking absolute ages. 19 seconds at this point. Right, well, we'll flip off that because it's not that exciting. He's still in there as well, so he's trying to get some of that damage done. This is of course going to free up Jake Robson, who was catching him up, so to get into seconds, yeah, way over 30 seconds now. So
Frank Castillo was into the pits as well, so two Daytona prototypes in, and Florian Grohmann, second place in the German GT3s as it stands, is into the pits as well. Marco Abasi continues on his way, but yeah, it's definitely not looking good for Dirk Reinhardt. He's been in the pits now for a good part of a minute. So those chances of taking a win perhaps have definitely gone by, and Harold Stedler is into the pits as well. Away goes the German goes the rough of Nikolai Korotin, just in front of the German GT3 lead battle.
Yeah, I was just having a very, very quick look as well. There's still some battles going on in the C-Spec class as well. So Christo and Timo having their battle. They haven't pitted yet. In fact, none of the top 4 in the class have pitted. So 19 minutes to go. It looks like the pit stops are sort of breaking apart the GT3. I was about to say breaking apart the GT3 battle, but it doesn't look like they are actually. Still very, very close. Once all the pit stops, I think, pan out. But Florian does seem to have dropped back about 3.5 seconds. So he had, yeah, not sure why. He was at the back of the sort of the quartet, wasn't he, before everything started to cycle through.
Gerald Chavalier is back in the pits after having a bit of a big crash on the exit of the cutting, Alex. I don't know if we can get this on replay, but he's just on his way out of the cutting, turns into the right-hander to begin his ascent up the hill and loses complete control of the car and slams into the concrete wall on the exit of the corner. And that is him in the pits.
Sorry?
Gerald Chevalier, car 20.
God. Trying to find him on. Oh, sometimes you know when you just can't spot a name on the. There he is. Right, let's see if we can find this. Massive list of names. It's just like gotta have one that stands out. So yeah, so we just join the replay as he's coming up towards the mountain. But yeah, Gerald was doing all right as well, wasn't he? We saw that he had that damage a bit earlier on, but was right in amongst a good little battle. So yeah, let's have a look. So like you say, do the cutting. Oh, do you know what? There is a horrible little sort of bump right on that crest there, and you want to change gear at exactly the same time as going over that crest, and everything you do just gets the car loose and upset, and that's exactly what he had there. You know, just got a little, got caught the bump, went over the crest, did the gear shift all at the same time. Torque kicks in and yeah, gets spat out into the wall.
Such a shame for him, yeah. Was battling with Sean Macbeth before his error. Jake Robson is into the pits, second place, and probably second place outright after the nightmare for Dirk Reinhardt. I can tell you that he is still, he's back in the pits again. Second stop for Dirk Reinhardt. I don't know whether that's as a result of incident for Dirk after his first visit to the pits. But Jake Robson in as well from now second position. Comes out the pits, Alex, and then makes it down the mountain straight and then stops and then decides to just go back to the pits. So something must have been wrong for Dirk Reinhardt. But yeah, he's back in the pits again. Marco Giaticono has just ran straight on through the S's. Momentary lapse in concentration. He's very slow.
He'll get slowed down for that, won't he? So he's having to serve that, but I think, you know, he's okay. He'll do that pretty easy. He won't even hold the rough up behind him. But yeah, so that's right. We need to pay our attention to the GT3 battle because this will turn out to be the lead battle once again. These guys go at it. They've been nip and tuck all race long. 15 minutes to go. The Giannis in his Audi looking strong now. He's got. You know, they've done the pit stop, bit more fuel back on board. Seems like he's holding onto his tyres a little bit better than the Mercedes ahead of him.
Barty's on his way. He's just coming out of the pits. Should be, yeah, he's going to be quite a bit behind these two now. So, yeah, this is going to be a battle. Just an update on Dirk Reinhardt. It was an iRacing bug, which meant he couldn't get out the pits. Oh. And then when he did, the engine blew up. So that's why he's out. But yeah, here come the Audi and the Mercedes up the inside. Goes Giannis Jadakis, and the Mercedes of Marcin Slom at the very last minute and gave him a bit of room, but there was just no way through there for Giannis. Marcin Diacono is in, by the way, so the race leader makes his pit stop. But this is a fascinating battle here. between Giannis Jardakis and Marcin Skripacic. Over the top of the hill, so close to that wall there, and towards McPhillamy Park. And Marcin's pulled out just a little bit of a gap on this lap, Alex, but we'll see if the Audi is able to get it back down the Conrod Straight.
Yeah, the car is a little bit quicker. Like I say, it will come out of the Forest Elbow, a little bit more punch. Use that drive down the hill. Let's just have a look, go on board, see if we can see the gap close down. A little bit too far back, 0.6 of a second at the moment.
And they're closing in on two roughs battling away here. This is Cohen Klopman and Fabian Youngbluff. And as a change for position, that is Klopman through into what is 5th place in class. Gaining 5 positions from his starting spot. And now they have to get out of the way because the two German GT3 cars are fighting their way through.
Yeah, Klopman does it. We'll do it after this this corner though, which is probably sensible because he run the risk of losing the battle, and that he just sort of got in front, but lets them sneak through.
Lap times last time around between these two, it was a 2:04.8 for Marcin, 2:04.7 for Giannis. Using the slipstream over the top of the hill on the mountain straight, and has a little look at the inside there. And now I think Giannis has to try and use this mountain section to try and close the gap so he can try and use the slipstream into the chase. Marco Abasi just keeping a watchful eye on these guys. He's just a few seconds behind.
Yeah, he's still in a strong position right now. If they make a little mistake, come together, battle too aggressively, well, he's going to be there to pick up the pieces, and he's also got enough time to react if they're sprawled across the top of the mountain in a big heap of German GT3 mess. So anything could go on. The other battle that is starting to form up as well, and that's for 3rd place in class in the C-Spec as well. So Timo and Krista Ritter as well. They're still very, very close. So we've had some serious amount of victims in this race now. We've just got 20 runners left out of the 31 cars that started.
This is a car breaker, and these two have still yet to make a visit to the pits, Alex. Krista de Ridder and Timo Escola both have not made their pit stop. They're both going to pass Kevin Zeiter, who the leader's made a trip to the pits in the battle. Here it comes over the start-finish line. Starts another lap. Up the inside is going to go Escola. And I think he's through, yeah. So Escola through into 2nd place.
Good move, and he got a good drive out of the corner. Should hold on to this as well. It's just pulling away at the moment still, even with the slipstream. So yeah, these guys continue their little battle. Just over 11 minutes of that to go on.
GT3 lead's changed.
Go back.
So just missed that. It was a move, I think it might have been into the final corner. Yes, it was. Not the inside. It was pretty straightforward, really late on the brakes by Giannis, and the Audi is back through into the lead. Also, just noticing that Kevin Zeiter was so far ahead, he made his 32-second trip through the pit lane and managed to still emerge in front of the battle between Escola and de Ridder. So that shows you the scale of the dominance.
Not far though. Not far now. He's only 3 seconds ahead of these guys. So, a couple of bad laps, and he could be back under the cosh. But yeah, I mean, it looks like he's got a bit of pace in hand at the moment.
And of course, yeah, Escola and de Ridder going to make their trip to the pits. Only the last 2 cars, I think, that are still running yet to make a pit stop. So, doing a good job so far.
Still watching this GT3 battle right now because I feel like this is not the last time we've seen these two exchange positions. Barty closing in 1.8 seconds as well.
He's right with him, isn't he, through the S's. Looks like Marcin likes to be the chaser here. Over the top of the hill at Forest Elbow, the Audi having to go on the defensive. Now we go onto the Conrod Straight. Not the best exit there by Marcin, but he will have the slipstream to try and close it back. What's Marco Abasi's lap times like? Because He's looking like he's starting to creep into the picture just a little bit. Over the top of the hill they go. Marco Abasi last time around 2:05.1. Was quicker than Marcin. And finally, Escola and De Ridder go into the pit, so that elevates Mika Rishwi back into second place in the Rusty Spec category.
Yeah, Mika 4.9 seconds behind the leader in that class. So, yeah, again, that race is not over and done with, but with 9 minutes, it's going to take some effort to catch up. In the prototype class, really just 4 runners now out there, so, and they're kind of miles apart from each other, so.
Yeah, Jake Robson 6 seconds behind our race leader, Marco Archidiacono. Anthony Grant is in third, good 30 seconds behind Robson, and then Alan Savag nearly a minute behind the leader.
Another battle in the GT3 class though. Ivan Sol and Harold, sorry, I'll get my teeth in. Stadler for 10th, sorry, no, it's not for 10th and 11th, that's 10th and 11th overall, 6th and 7th in class.
Mercedes versus Audi, and they've got the race leader in Archidiacono bearing down on these two. Marco on lap 19 of the race. Just to put a lap on these guys, of course, due to the fact that it's such a long track here at Bathurst. Negotiates Harold Stadler. Oh, the Mercedes nearly running into the back there of the Daytona prototype. And he should be able to get past. Marco Abasi is definitely getting closer, Alex, so in this German GT3 battle. And I think we can pretty much say it's a free car fight for the win here in the German GT3 class in the IMSA Sportscar Series here at the Mount Panorama Circuit in Bathurst. Got 7 minutes to go. About 4 laps for the leader in the Daytona prototype category. Through the chase we go. Is there going to be a lunge this time? There is. And up the inside he goes. Oh, he's not going to make the corner though, Alex. And that will allow Marco Abasi to get in the mix. Marco doesn't take the position though. He slots behind. And yeah, that was an attempt. And now he's got to regain his composure and try and get back on the rear of Giannis Shaldakis. That was close.
Marco had the opportunity there if he really wanted to, but he run the risk of obviously being run off the circuit and decided that he'll wait for another opportunity. Not easy here though. It tends to always be the person directly behind the car without the slipstream that gets the best of the runs. But yeah, maybe they can just go side by side and he can capitalise on both at the same time. Who knows? But like I say, going to have quite a bit of traffic coming through, so they're going to have to concede some time in a moment.
Yeah, this is Fran Castillo, who is 5th in the Daytona prototype category. Harry is 16th overall, and now they're climbing up the mountain section on lap 18 of the race. Reminder that next week the IMSA Sportscar Series heads to Mid-Ohio, completely different circuit there. And we'll be showing it, of course, on Apex Racing TV. Frank Castillo is taking his time to get by. Of course, it's as Mika Rishwi, second place in the Ross E-Spec spins it on the exit of Forest Elbow. They better beware, because here come the leaders of the German GT3 category. They'll have seen the smoke. But thankfully Mika just gets on his way in before they arrive on the scene. That was close. The Mercedes there of Marcin getting right onto the back of that roof to try and pick up as much slipstream as he could. He's got onto the back of the Audi though, Alex, but once again I think he's too far behind to have a lunge. But look how close he gets there under braking. Could be a move into the final corner here.
And yeah, Mika makes another little mistake as well, but you're right, definitely an opportunity round the outside. If he can hold it round there, might get the cut back, get the better run out, gets a little twitch coming on, and that unfortunately is going to upset him, but he's going to have to go for a late diver, defensive move, but then opens the door back up, and thank you very much, I'll take that if you're going to leave that open, straight through. That's a great overtake there for the lead. Will he be able to hold back onto it? I'm so surprised that He didn't just cover that corner off.
Over the top of the hill, up to turn 2. And the Audi's going to go around the outside this time and get the move back. He's force squeezing the Mercedes. So close to contact and there's no grip out there, Giannis. And he might now lose second place to the other Audi of Marco Abati. They're now 2 by 2, side by side, into the cutting. And they sort each other out, and Marco allows Giannis that second place back. Very difficult to get a move done around the outside there, and with the speed that Giannis entered turn 2 with, it was never really going to work. However, now he's now got very little time to try and get it back, and nearly rubs the wall. He might have actually rubbed it during McPhillamy Park there. And Marcin is on his way. He's gained a few tenths on this in these opening few sectors of the lap. And now Giannis is going to have to chase him back down.
I'm sorry, guys, as well for not covering too much else, but this is the only real battle that's going on out there at the moment. Everyone else separated by enough that there's going to be no overtake. So it is the battle for the leading class. So yeah, don't worry, we're not just fans of the GT3s. We will cover all the rest as we have done in previous races. But yeah, there's just nothing going on in those at the minute.
It definitely has been a race of attrition here. And we're entering the closing stages of the race. 2 laps left for Marco Archidiacono. He's got a 5-second lead over Jake Robson. Dirk Reinhardt, who led the first half of the race, had a glitch in the pit stops, an iRacing bug, and it all went wrong there. But then, of course, you could say it went wrong when he spun the car around at Forest Elbow and lost the lead there. On to lap 21. Marcin is now the leader of the German GT3s. Yanis Shordakis will try and get it back. Very easy to make a mistake here, and the Daytona prototype that's following this trio of Frank Castillo nearly made one there on the exit of Hell Corner. His Daytona prototype twitching away. He's just going to lap Marco Abati. Took his time though, it took him a good lap to finally get past. Where do you let a car by on this mountain section? It really is single file at some parts of the lap. Going to have to try and get past Giannis here. But no way through.
And he's being very, very patient with it as well. And I think Giannis almost give him the room to go through there if he wanted it. So Abati's not going to be happy with that as well, because it's just separating him from this pack. Needs to time it so that he can perhaps use this Daytona to almost get through at the same time as well. Maybe at the end of Conrad Straight.
Probably going to be best through Skyline, and the S is here on the way to the dipper, this tight bit of the S's section. And now Forest Elbow. Tell you what, the German GT3's just put a little bit of a gap there on Frank Castillo. 5th in class, 15th overall. Had to make 2 trips to the pits during this race. Tell you what though, the German GT3's have almost dropped him through that second part of the S's, and yeah, Marcin and Giannis have pulled away a bit now.
Yeah, like I said, there's going to be extreme frustration in that cockpit. Marco right now will be livid. Really has cost him, and I don't think he's going to get by him here either. So maybe he'll get them down into turn 1 again, but struggling out there. There's there's 4 Daytona prototypes left in the race, so really has been pretty poor race for them. Marco obviously leading, Jake Robson, Anthony Grant, and then Alan Sabat there as well. And that's another one done, and I should think he'll get the Mercedes here. No, he won't, because he gets all out of shape again. So, well, I think
up on
that
some roofs
right
as well.
there has just guaranteed the GT victory in class there, unless he goes for a move late here. He thinks about it.
Oh my word!
Jeez! I thought for a minute that was going to be lights out, but
they've managed to just lap the leader of the Rusty, specking Kevin Zaita. So he's got 2 cars now between him and second place as Marcin Skuropagic. And this has definitely worked to his advantage here. The final lap of the race for Marco Archidiacono. These GT3 cars, I think, have got another lap after this one. Just trying to find where Marco is on the circuit. Yeah, they will have another lap when they get round.
Yeah, he's not that far behind them at all. Didn't quite lap them, but he's not far off of it. Oh, what is going on back there as well? Everyone's scattering right now. The frustration that must be going through those drivers. You're so close to the chance to victory, and it's all really been taken away from them in these last couple of laps just through traffic.
And that was a change for position between Frank Castillo and Kevin Zeiter. The Daytona prototype, of course, having to fight his way back through the field. And yeah, if you count the overall positions, that was a change there between the Rough C-Spec leader and the Daytona prototype. Castillo up to 14th overall, Kevin Zeiter down to 15th. Marco Arcidiacono, though, is down the Conrod straight. Started second on the grid and took the lead as a result of Dirk Reinhardt spinning his car at Forest Elbow. Negotiated the pit stops with ease, 12.1 seconds, and all he's got to do is negotiate the chase, which he does now, lapping in the process Florian Grohmann. And he might get Kevin Zeiter before he gets to the checkered flag. I'm sure Kevin doesn't want to do another lap of the Mount Panorama circuit, and he slams on the brakes, allows the Daytona prototype through. Marco Arcidiacono takes the win in the IMSA Sportscar Series here at Mount Panorama. Jake Robson takes second place, and third should be Anthony Grant. Change for the lead, Alex. I do apologise. I was getting too overexcited there.
Yeah, you were. Jeez, got me worried there. But yeah, Kevin, we saw obviously Kevin Zeiter as well across the line in the C-Spec. Checked up, like you say, he didn't want to do another lap at all. Gets that done. And yeah, no change, just as they are. But yeah, if any we're going to see anything, I think it's going to be second and third. Bartley got the best opportunity. He's been a little bit weak at the very top of the mountain. That's where he needs to absolutely nail it. And on the way down, if he's going to have any chance of getting Giannis here.
Marco Bartley getting very close to the wall there. Yeah, for some reason a whole load of green just appeared in the German GT3s on my timing screen, which is why I thought something was going hideously wrong for Marcin Skierpatrick on this final lap of the race. Yeah, Kevin Zeiter has come through and took the win for the Rough C-Spec, so this is the final battle really we've got going on the circuit. Through Forest Elbow we go. Giannis has really got to nail this. Marco Bartley's got a reasonably good run though on the exit. He's going to get the slipstream down the Conrod straight.
Might be a bit too far back, 0.4 of a second. Going to get close. Going to take a bit of a brave move on the brakes, I think, to get it done. 0.3 down to 0.2. Just 1/10 of a second. Oh, here he comes. Defends the line. They're going to be too wide going into the final.
Oh, there's an overlap and he's there, and there's all contacts made between the two. Fortunately, it doesn't end in them both going off into the gravel, and it still might not be over yet. Marcin Skierpatrick comes round and takes the win for the German GT3 category. Who's going to get second? It's going to be Giannis Shordakis. He takes second place out of Marco Abate in third.
Great racing all round. A lot of attrition. We always knew there were going to be, but the main man who's bringing it into the pit lane right now, faultless drive, and deserves the win. Actually, been featuring very well in all of the races that we've covered as Marco at the moment.
Yeah, he did a brilliant job at Suzuka and Watkins Glen. The 2 other weeks we've covered the IMSA, and has taken the win here. Running through the finishing order then, Marco Arcidiacono takes the win, 3.2 seconds ahead of Jake Robson in the end. Anthony Grant takes third, a podium for him after starting in 6th. And Alan Sabek, who didn't set a qualifying time, 29th to 4th, negotiating the entire Rough C-Spec and German GT3 field. So that takes some guts there. Marcin Skierpatrick takes the win for the German GT3 category. Gains 5 positions on his way to that win. Giannis Shordakis takes 2nd, 3rd for Marco Abate, 4th for Florian Grohmann, 5th Mika Lurkey, 6th for Ivan Sol, Harold Stadler in 7th, 8th for Jose Garcia Vega, 9th for Vladimir Orzini, and then 7 laps down for FM Rivera. Gerald Chevalier having that crash after hitting that bump on the exit of the cutting, 10 laps down for him. JP Samori had a severe amount of damage to the back of his car, finished 11 laps down, and Sean Macbeth, in the excitement of trying to get past Gerald Chevalier earlier on, lost control of the car on the exit of turn 1, held corner, and crashed out there. Finished it in in the last position in the German GT3 category. Kevin Zeiser takes the win in the rough C-Spec category, with Mika Rashwi finishing in second despite a spin late on. Timo Escola and Krista de Ridder had a great battle throughout the race, and they finished third and fourth respectively. Cohen Klopman finishes in fifth, with Fabian Youngbluff 2 laps down, Nikolai Korotin 4 laps down, and then Patrick Gallas 10 laps down, along with Daniel Manzano, who was 11 laps down, and Johannes Verhaala in issues. He finished 17 laps down.
Well, tough old race out there, I think, is the story of today, Adam. I'm sure the drivers will be much more looking forward to next week as I frantically hit
Mid-Ohio.
Continue, but Mid-Ohio, there you go, man who's on the ball. So talk about difference in circuit, tiny little thing with short straights and a twisty section compared to a massive long one. So I'll take the guys some getting used to there. The big pack there is going to be very, very interesting with the lapping. All going to be about traffic.
It is a pretty tricky track there at Mid-Ohio. We'll see where the drivers do their overtakes. It'll most likely be down the back straight into the 90-degree right-hander at the end. But we'll be watching that with intrigue. Same time next week on Apex Racing TV. We might have some of the big guys back, of course. Don't think the Neo Endurance race has got another race next week, but yeah, we'll see them back. Of course, if we're not over here on Apex Racing TV, we've got the Club Series, which will be racing tonight, as it's now my turn to frantically look at the schedule. Alex, calendar, there we go. We're racing at Motegi, the Grand Prix circuit there, with an afternoon race and a night race, which always provides great racing. It did so last season. Coverage will also be available on iRacing Live. Join me and Paul Smith for that about 20 past 8. So grab yourself some dinner and be back for that. And of course the BSRTC, the third race meeting of the showdown from the Circuit de la Sarthe. New race meeting for the BSRTC, and we don't know what to expect. That will be on Thursday night. Oh, thanks to Alex for being alongside me here in the commentary box for the IMSA Sportscar Series. And thank you for watching the IMSA Sportscar Series here on Apex Racing TV from the Mount Panorama Circuit. The next race meeting is at Mid-Ohio next week. Thanks for watching, and good evening to you all.